Welcome back to Movies TV Mad, and this is Movies TV Mad Live. Welcome to the live stream. The live stream everyone gets excited about because I'm here. What else is there to be excited about in life apart from me being on a live stream? Welcome. Don't be afraid to say hi. Don't be afraid to ask a question. Don't be afraid to give an opinion. If I bite your head off, don't worry about it. It is not personal. Well, this is a good start, isn't it? So anyway, welcome back to Movies TV Mad Live. There are no updates. There's nothing new to report. I've been busy uploading videos for everyone today. It has been great to continue my Smallville rewatch, as I call it, the greatest show on earth. Episode 2 was amazing. Of course, I know it's amazing because I've seen it before. The show is just a very special show. It's a special interpretation of live-action DC, and people love it. And it created Superman fans. And the people who are adults now were fans of Smallville back then. It's sensational. I mean, who knows how many Superman fans that show created? And it's absolutely fantastic that, you know, the show is still loved and respected now. And, you know, there's so many fans out there who still want to talk Smallville and who are still rewatching the show, like myself, which I think is sensational. Smallville is one of those moments in time that nobody will ever forget. It was a decade of goodness. It was giving to the audience. That was a different era in entertainment. You know, over 20 episodes a year, a magnificent achievement. Wow, fantastic. As I say, Smallville, I call it the greatest show on earth. The enjoyment I got from it, the excitement I got every week from watching an episode, it was absolutely fantastic. And we really need more Smallville fans on this channel because I am mad about Smallville. I was mad about Smallville back in the day, and I'm still obsessed with it today. And I think there's an audience, and I think we can revive it. And I think there's lots of things we can do with it. But the decade worth of content we got for Smallville was absolutely sensational. There's so many great memories. John, hi there. What are we talking about tonight? Anything you want, John. Right now I'm talking about Smallville, but I don't dictate the conversations, you do. So it's there. That's your stage to talk. I'm talking about what a delight Smallville was, what a great show it was, how much pleasure it gave me. It gave itself its own interpretation. Of course, it's part of the multiverse. It's on an Earth that isn't the same Earth as Superman the movie or any other Earth. They did their own thing. In this universe, Lex Luthor and Clark Kent were once friends. And that's great. And you know that one day they're going to be enemies. So Smallville was such a great achievement to think that not only did they do the Lana and Clark thing, then they did the Lois and Clark thing. They didn't leave a stone unturned. Lana, Lois, Lex, 3 of the most iconic characters in Superman history. Then we got a version of Jimmy Olsen, who actually wasn't Jimmy Olsen in the end, but still really good. So we met Perry Wyatt. So, you know, it was amazing. Ronnie Dodge, hey, mate, what do you think of that pick of Keaton in the Mercedes? Yes, it's very interesting, Ronnie. Thanks for letting me see it. Very excited to see what's going on there. What is he doing in the car there on a street? What's going on? Who knows? Is he spying on someone? Is he waiting for someone? Has he dropped someone off? Who knows? I think when I think about Smallville, I think about all the memories it gave me, the people I met through loving Smallville, the different characters, the podcasts. We had Smallville Talk. They were great. We had another couple of lads who I forgot now. It was a big deal, and the show is still a big deal. As I say, people are fanning it and standing it all the time. And, you know, there's a great love affair with that TV show and that DC live action franchise. Something that won't be forgotten in a hurry. It's classic, it's rewatchable, and no one will be able to achieve that again. Not in the environment we're in today. Smallville wouldn't have got away with half the stuff it did. First of all, Clark would never have been able to rescue Lana. Ronnie Dodge, I think it's towards the ending, him supporting Barry at court and turning up in style. Yeah, it sounds that way. He's waiting in the car. That's interesting. So, yeah, it looks like he's on Earth 1. Wow. Ronnie Dodge didn't pass theory test by 1 mark. I thought you didn't, Ronnie, because I think you would have said something. But yeah, disappointed for you, bro. I failed my test 3 times. I didn't bother in the end, but at least you tried, and you can try again and again until you do it. That's the main thing, isn't it? Like Clark in Smallville, he kept on trying to fly until he flew. People hated the fact that he didn't fly. Although he flew in the season 4 premiere. John, I was watching one of the Smallville reunions on YouTube last night. Oh yeah, who was on it, John? Rosenbaum, Welling, Erica probably. All those reunions are organised by Michael Rosenbaum, by the way. He's the one who keeps it all going. He's amazing. He really is. Very protective, very proud. That's why he didn't do Crisis, because he didn't want anything to be he didn't want to be fucked over like Clark was. Michael Rosenbaum is the best Lex Luthor, and he's a class act. Ronnie Dodge, I wonder what certain fans think your title of your video, lol. Well, it's true, isn't it? And the multiverse strategy is phase 2 of the DCEU. Well, I've had a few unfollows today, Ronnie, of course, because it's all right for them to put their false propaganda on there, but it's not very good for someone else to speak about it. They don't like it. They want the narrative and dialogue to be their own way. And there's a balance, and there's 2 sides to every story. And that's not what they're not interested in, the other side. They're only interested in their side. How many fucking more times do I have to say, I love Snyder's movies, but that's not enough. You have to be a blind loyalist. Well, sorry, I'm not. Doesn't mean I hate Zack. I don't hate Zack. I don't know Zack. I don't like him. I don't hate him. John, the actor who played Aquaman, was on the reunion. Oh, yeah. Richards, something Richards. He's on Titans as well. Yes, he was an interesting Aquaman. He certainly looked like the Aquaman from the comics. Yes, so he showed up in season 5. He showed up, I think, in season 6, the Justice episode, which is meant to be the kind of, the origin story for the Smallville Justice League. That's a brilliant episode. And Chloe is called Watchtower, and Clark's called Boy Scout because Oliver Queen nicknames him Boy Scout. Ronnie Dodge, I got by a fan saying there is no multiverse and you keep supporting WB by being a sheep. I'm no sheep, but I love DC. Yeah, that's what they say. There's no need to react to them. They're just idiots, right? Hang on, aren't the people following that community? Don't get me wrong, I support that community when they're positive, but aren't the people on that community sheep as well? If we're sheep, there's an exciting plan here. Films are being made. We're DC fans. What do you expect? I was so supportive of that fandom, a lot more than I am now, and they've wound me up, they've annoyed me, they've upset me with their attitudes, and I can't be bothered. I'll support the events to restore the Snyderverse. That's fine, because I want to see the Snyderverse restored, despite Zack doing his best to fuck it up. Listen, they post stuff and then they don't like a reaction. If we want to support the multiverse, we'll support the multiverse. Rob Bobcat. Hey, Mickey. Good evening, Bobcat. Everyone, Bobcat here. Let's get started. How you doing, Bobcat? On this Friday evening here in Cyprus, and I'm sure Friday morning, afternoon in America. America, 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 America. Ronnie Dodge, I just ignore them. Their loss on missing out on these incredible new movies with the legend Michael Keaton is back. Ronnie Dodge, hey Bobcat, not great if I'm being honest. What's up, my friend? Let me know. I'll make you laugh, Bobcat, hey Ronnie Dodge, shall I make you laugh, Bobcat? I did a tweet today and I said, the man saying they're not going to watch a DCEU movie. So on top of that, I put a GIF with someone in disguise walking to the movie theatre. Because all these men who say they're not going to see DC movies are going to go and watch DC movies. If nothing else, to shit on them. Oh, I can't wait till the Suicide Squad releases. I can't wait till all their hot takes. When I come back from the cinema, Bobcat, that actually did make me laugh, lol. Thanks. Yeah, I just thought of it and I thought I'd post it. I think it's funny because it's true. Like most jokes, it's true. John, did you see that there is a Zack Snyder trilogy Blu-ray coming out? Yeah, John, and that's great. I support, obviously, people want to buy it. That's cool. But I've already got the free movies. For me, it's a waste of money. It's a good collector's edition. But there's stuff that I haven't got in terms of DC. Who saw my DC collection today on Instagram and TikTok? I set all that up in my cupboard today. I'm proud of that. And underneath the stuff you can see is all the animated movies. Because I had my DCEU stuff in a crammed up cupboard and there's so much more to come. I needed to make more space. Ronnie Dodge, they will be there on opening night. Of course they will. So they can shit on the movie. It's up to them. John, I saw that. Bobcat, I'm going August the 5th for the Suicide Squad. Awesome. And then the 6th, then the 7th, then the 8th, then the 9th, then the 10th. James Gunn's The Suicide Squad. Imagine, right? Bobcat, you're not wrong, lol. My wallet will be dead. Yeah, I mean, listen. Because I get so much stuff going on here, I can't go to the cinema many times. But I'm going to definitely go at least once. Ronnie Dodge, maybe we should keep an eye out if they're filming more Flash outside this weekend. Definitely. I think they're going to wrap up sooner rather than later for sure. I think they'll be back for some pickups, definitely. Always remember, pickups are very different to reshoots. Ronnie Dodge, fandoms will make me skim. Oh, yeah. Well, luckily for me, I really only go and watch DC movies and Star Wars movies. And Star Wars, we don't have to worry about going to the cinema to watch Star Wars for a while. But, yeah, I don't go and watch everything. Mostly because I'm just not embracing most modern stuff these days. I just think it's all shit. I'll never forget going to watch Justice League, then going to watch The Last Jedi. That really put me off doing everything. But DC, I will always go and watch DC movies. I will go and watch Spider-Man Far From No Way Home. I won't go and see the other MCU movies, though. Shang-Chi is a Blu-ray job. The Eternals is a Blu-ray job. Bobcat, I hate people. Yeah, so do I. Ronnie Dodge, fandom will make skin. I want the Flash merch. Oh, yeah. Bobcat, except you guys. Thank you, Bobcat. I'm sure we all like you too. I do. People are not nice. The earth should be ridded of all humanity. That's why I love villains in fiction. John, the Batman should have released today, yeah? And you know why it's not been released? Because Matt Reeves didn't like the day and date. He wanted his movie to be in movie theatres exclusively, and so what he says goes, and so they moved it back to next year. Bobcat, it's like, well, I mean, the villain has a point, Lowell. Yep, the villain has got a point. Most of the time, the villain has a point. But the so-called good people, who are really the bad people, justify everything. But you're bad. You did the wrong thing. But why did I do the wrong thing? Because you good bastards made, you created a world where I had to be bad, right? I love villains. I always looked up to villains. Ronnie Dodge, thanks, Bobcat. I hate humans, greedy people. I would love to be a villain. Well, there's nothing stopping you. I would love to make a movie where the villain wins. That's why I like Seven, because the villain wins. I mean, so what? He cut Gwyneth Paltrow's head off. Who cares about Gwyneth Paltrow anyway? She's married and divorced more celebrities than I've had hot dinners. I know Spacey's a bad person, right? But he was excellent in Seven. And I like the way he just turns up. So instead of the hero turning up, it's the villain to save the movie. That movie's pretty shit until Spacey reveals what's in the box. Humans are assholes. Bobcat, I'd just like to make a movie humanising bad people. No, I wouldn't even humanise them. I'd show why they are what they are. This is why the so-called Bob people hate, the so-called good people hated Joker movie, because it showed why he does what he does, and they don't like it when the truth is put in front of them. Bobcat, bad people are still human people. Don't seem to realise that. They don't want to realise that. They've got their heads up their own arse. All they care about is normality, the rules of society. John, I prefer the DC villains to the Marvel villains. Oh my God, Marvel villains are shit. I mean, Ultron. I tell you what, Bobcat, I agree, John. Listen to this. I'm gonna give you a hot take that's gonna get me killed. Nuclear Man from Superman 4 is better than 90% of the villains in the MCU. Have some of that. Talk to the wall. Nuclear Man is better than most of the villains in the MCU. Nuclear Man from Superman 4. Have some of that. But not the MCU is so amazing. The MCU is the bestest ever. It's the best franchise ever. It ain't as good as Rocky. Get stuffed. Ronnie John, it's going to be weird hearing Michael Keaton being called Bruce again after 32 years. Yeah, now don't forget what the setup was for him in Crisis. It's very important to understand that Crisis is the setup of the Flash movie. So, Michael Keaton's Batman is now married to Michelle Pfeiffer's Selena Kyle. That will be a thing. She will probably be in the movie, right? Remember that. Unless they split up. But what you've got to understand is that Crisis on Infinite Earths is the setup for Flashpoint. Ronnie Dodge, wave, applause. I don't know what you're applauding me for, but John, what did you think of Two-Face in The Dark Knight? Yeah, he was sensational. Shame they killed him off, but obviously it was only a trilogy anyway. But yeah, he was great. I mean, I like Tommy Lee Jones's Two-Face in Batman Forever. I think that was an excellent performance. A lot of people don't like him. If the bat wants to play, we'll play. And he did the coin thing so good as well. Yeah, I really do like, I mean, listen, I'm not as obsessed over The Dark Knight as most are. I prefer Batman Begins. I think that's the better film personally, even though it made a lot less money. In fact, if Heath Ledger didn't die, this is a hot take, if Heath Ledger didn't die, The Dark Knight wouldn't have made over $1 billion, I bet you. In fact, if Ledger didn't die, he probably wouldn't have even been lauded as much for his performance. In fact, I'm going to tell you something. You may not like me about this. When I heard Heath Ledger had died, I called someone up and said, can you at least tell me he filmed everything for The Dark Knight before he died? I know that's terrible, isn't it? Terrible. I was a bit scared that we ain't going to be able to see him in the movie. I mean, priorities, Mick, that's below the belt, isn't it? As everyone leaves the stream for my immorality, I'm a pretty immoral person. I would make a great supervillain. I looked up to J.R. Ewing. Bobcat, well, him dying obviously elevates everyone's opinions, but he isn't my favourite Joker. Do you know what? I've been thinking about my favourite Joker a lot, Bobcat, recently, and it's difficult because they're all so good, by the way. It's difficult to pick one. I don't think we got a bad Joker. I know you're going to say Leto, and I mean, he probably is one lower down for me. I know people say we didn't see his performance. Well, we can't see his performance because nothing was shot that could be put onto film. Bobcat, Mark Hamill is my favourite. I love his vocal performance. It is so good. Do you remember that stuff he used to do as the Joker? You know, when he was doing the Donald Trump, he pretended to be Donald Trump with the Joker voice. That was hilarious. Bobcat, very easy for me. Lowell Hamill is the Joker for me. He's a good Joker. But in live action, let's talk about live action, I think they're all so good. I think Cesar Romero is great from the 1960s Batman series. I think Nicholson is sensational. Ledger is sensational. Joaquin Phoenix is sensational. The kid from Gotham, he's probably in my top two. Bobcat, if they put him in live action, he'd do great too. I wish, who knows, we may see him in Flash. Ronnie Dodge, with that leak with the metahuman war, apparently, we're getting that scene of Barry getting his powers back. But apparently, with brief, gory shots, take a massive pinch of salt. Well, I don't know if you've checked it out, but I did do a video today about the metahuman war, and I've made a prediction about it. I think it's going to replace the Atlantean Amazonian war, but it will happen in the rebooted universe, but slowly. And Barry will see it brewing and saying, this is what happened. This is what happened in Flashpoint. And he tries to warn people to stop now, but it won't stop because there's people behind the scenes. And I think the metahuman war will be the arc of the new multiverse strategy as well. Yeah, when he gets his powers back, don't forget, in the animated one, a Flashpoint Paradox, he keeps on getting struck by lightning and he's burnt to fucking cinders. If we get something like that, that'd be awesome. I believe that leak. I believe that leak. Because why would anyone make up a metahuman war? It's actually a very good idea. Metahumans versus human beings. That would be sensational and powerful. You see, these people do know what they're doing. It's not a busy chat tonight. But they're getting a scene of Barry getting his powers back, but apparently with brief, gory shots. Massive pinch of salt. Bobcat, why do looks always matter over personality? They don't. What? Well, if you're talking about romance, unfortunately, and I've said this on my social media, Ronnie Dodge, Barry will see the future, and then the metahuman war will be like the final couple of movies, like Infinity War and Endgame. I think what you're going to find is you've nearly got it right, Ronnie, but I think this is the arc of phase 2 of the DCEU. So it's going to run and run and run. Now, it's not about a trilogy. It will be fed into every live action movie and TV show. Okay, with most people I've met, looks are more important than personality. Unfortunately, that's not how I feel about things, but unfortunately, people think, for example, attractive women will give them better sex. They think attractive men with gym bods and women with gym bods will give them better sex. Most of those people are shit in bed, right? And there's just this thing where people judge people on looks, I'm afraid. It's very sad, but it's been the world we've lived in for over 100 years, I'm afraid. I mean, I understand why. It's obvious why, but people don't look at the person, especially when people are young. They look for looks. I know I did when I was younger. I mean, my saying used to be, a horrible saying, by the way, you can't fuck a personality. But I don't feel that way anymore. Young women definitely just go for looks. Or money. Unfortunately, we can't have everyone we fancy. Unfortunately, with every person we're attracted to, they're not attracted to us. And that's fair enough. Bobcat, I mean, I don't get it really. Bobcat for sure. I just feel this is the world we live in, I'm afraid. There's nothing we can do about it. It's no point banging your head against a brick wall over it. It's sad. It's sad, of course, that we live in that world, but it is. And it's all about the media, the entertainment industry. Look at the entertainment industry, right? How many singers are not attractive? How many movie stars are not attractive, right? They're told. Look at all these influencers flashing their bits about, right? Making looks all that matters. It's the society we live in. It's very sad. It's a very thick, unintelligent society. Bobcat, I mean, I get why, but long term, like, you'd rather be with a good-looking a-hole than a bad-looking, genuinely good person. Well, that's why many young women end up with horrible blokes, and then they complain about it. Then they cheat on those horrible blokes. It's not just that they're horrible, they're dull with it as well. Ronnie Dodge, I'm looking forward to Barry and Iris being fleshed out in the Flash movie. Yes, it's going to be interesting, Ronnie, what they do with my mate Kiersey. John, I would love to see a Batman movie set in Arkham Asylum. Yeah, like the games, when he's just trapped in there. I was hoping the Batman may do that, but you never know. But I definitely think a Batman TV show, we need a Batman TV show, a proper one. I know they're doing Gotham PD, but it's not Batman. So that would be awesome, John. Let's do it. Right. Let me ask you a question. There's 4 of you in the chat. You're asked to write and direct the DC movie. What character would you do, and what would it be about, and what would the story be about? Mine would obviously be Superman, and I've told you what I'd do. I'd adapt Superman versus the Elite, but I'd bring Metallo into the equation. I love Superman's speech at the end of Superman versus the Elite. It's so Superman, and it justifies his no-kill policy. Next time a Snyder fan, right, says something about Superman being a killer, get real and all that, I'm gonna pick him up or her up, take them round here and show them the final speech by Superman in Superman versus the Elite. Then they'll be turned around. Ronnie Dodge, Wonder Woman for me. Oh yeah, that'd be cool. Bobcat, Harley Quinn for me, lol. Surprise. John, Batman for me, awesome. But what would you do? What would your story be? Who would your villains be? So my one is Superman versus the Elite. Basically, Clark used to be friends with Metallo before he became Metallo, John Corbin. And then the Elite, Manchester Black, is trying to manipulate everyone to force Superman to kill Metallo. By the way, I'm getting my second vaccine tomorrow at 10:15 a.m. So tomorrow's Movies TV Mad Daily Live will probably be later in the afternoon. Oh, Bobcat, I've written two full scripts, one called The Gotham City Sirens and one called Suicide Squad Mission Black. Awesome. I actually wrote a Smallville reboot. Who wants to hear my Smallville reboot? If you've been a long time fan of my channel, you probably know it. Basically, my Smallville reboot, I may not read your comments straight off, but yeah, my Smallville reboot is called Smallville Metropolis. So Smallville Metropolis is set in present day Smallville. So instead of just the baby Kal-El landing, that's not how my story begins. Brainiac's skull ship arrives in Smallville. Inside the ship is hundreds and hundreds of Kryptonian refugees. And the baby Kal-El, Jonathan and Martha are divorced, so they're not a couple in this. He finds the baby and he brings it up on his own. And that's the beginning. Now it's called Smallville Metropolis because we have flash forwards. We have flash forwards to Clark's future in Metropolis, and in the future there is a doomsday apocalypse where people become like Doomsday. Instead of becoming zombie, they all become like Doomsday, and nobody knows why. So the Justice League and all the metahumans are fighting against all these versions of Doomsday in the future. Now, the Kryptonian refugees have gone on the mountaintops of Smallville to hide out. And that's where they've been for the past 12 years as Clark was growing up and heading towards being a teenager. And also, everyone's trapped in Smallville. There's a force field. Everyone's being trapped in there. That's my kind of story. But basically, my Smallville reboot will be Smallville Metropolis. We'll be in present day. And we'll be flashing forward to Clark's future in Metropolis, which means we get to see Clark in the suit in the future, but as a teenager as well. I've written, all right, Ronnie Dodge, I would have her story. She's a full-time hero, but Cersei invades the island and kills Hippolyta. So Diana has to travel to the underworld to battle Hades and the rest of the gods. Wow, Ben Pottymeyer. It would be great. It would be a great Elseworld story, definitely. Ronnie Dodge, and so she can save her mother and stop Cersei taking over from Themyscira. John, I would do a Batman story that sees Batman get trapped in Arkham Asylum with all his villains. It's the best story done properly. It can be like a horror movie for Batman. They've got him finally where they want him. Bobcat sounds pretty good. I don't know whose story you're talking about, but cool. Smallville Metropolis, that's what I would call it. Imagine that, the start, seeing Brainiac's skull ship land in Smallville. Bobcat, all of them, lol. Bobcat, all of us coming together to make our own DC universe. I know, it's awesome, isn't it? The imagination is a powerful thing. It's a powerful tool. And it keeps us as sane as possible. Because if you don't use your imagination, if there's no escape for us, then this world is shit. We need an escape now and again. And people who don't understand that, well, I don't know, their lives must be perfect. Bobcat, be right back. Got to use the bathroom. Yeah, it hasn't been a big DCEU news week this week. Although James Gunn's been stirring everyone up this week, which has been fun. Ronnie Dodge, I would call it Wonder Woman Age of Gods. Yeah, that's a good one, Ronnie. I like it. Very appealing. John, have you played any of the Batman Arkham video games? I think I've played Arkham Asylum, whichever one that is, but not very often, no. I'm not really a gamer. Ronnie Dodge, come on, W, behind me to do Wonder Woman 3. Wouldn't that be fun? I think they're going to need someone. I noticed WB UK was trying to sell Wonder Woman 84 today to people. Just goes to show you. That film has got no rewatchability about it. They must have loads to shift. Oh dear. It's funny how deluded Patty must have been to think she could have made a better film than the first one by doing totally the opposite. I think really the red flags were when she got rid of the shield and the sword. I mean, I was defending her, but I think that was the red flag. Ben Pottimeyer, James Cameron should do the next Wonder Woman. Well, that would be cool. It's not going to happen, although who knows? He's too busy with Avatar. Ronnie Dodge and Sword and Shield would make it return and make major use of that golden armor, definitely. In reality, her costume is so cool, I don't like covering it up. Personally, if I was making a Wonder Woman film, her costume's amazing. That golden armor in Wonder Woman 84 was the biggest gimmick I've ever seen in my life. Gimmick. And oh my God, they really, really filtered Linda Carter, didn't they? Really filtered her. Wouldn't it have made more sense for Linda Carter just to have been her Wonder Woman in that scene, as we're doing the multiverse? But oh no, Patty Jenkins wasn't interested. That was actually a disappointing cameo. I don't want to be a new character. I want to be Wonder Woman. John, Wonder Woman's golden armor was a waste of time. Yeah, it was a gimmick. They used it as a gimmick. Pathetic. Didn't even try telling something interesting. Judge, in the third act, I would have Diana and Hippolyta fighting Cersei with a sword fight, making it brutal. Yeah, that would be good, wouldn't it? Stop yawning. Stop it. I think Wonder Woman 3 is going to be the next thing that breaks the internet when we find out who's directing it. Because Jenkins has gone AWOL. She hasn't posted. I don't think she's posted since the beginning of the year. She never posted on the anniversary of Wonder Woman 1, which was interesting. She's finished, mate. She ain't doing no more Wonder Woman films. You can take that to the bank, and when I'm right, you can kiss my feet. If I'm wrong, then I'll say I was wrong, sorry, but I think I'm right. Ronnie Dodge, she's back on Twitter now. When does she post? I haven't seen her post. Bobcat, hey Mickey, you're rich and I have a VFX team. Let's make movies, lol. Do you know how much it costs to make a movie? I've got money. I ain't got a 300 million budget. James Gunn's just posted. Well, let's see what he's got. Yeah, it's his dog. I knew it was going to be his dog. Bobcat, the VFX wouldn't cost anything, really. How'd you work that out? John, I'm looking forward to seeing Venom, Let There Be Carnage. I'm intrigued by it for sure. Bobcat, it's more sets, really. Bobcat, I've got a costume person as well. Awesome. Let's see what's going on Twitter, everyone. Let's see if we can find anything. Breaking news, Warners have pushed back June back 3 weeks to October 22nd. Many Saints of Newark moves back a week to 10th the 1st 21. So that is Warners has pushed June back 3 weeks to October the 22nd, which makes no difference. The Boys Season 3 has cast Laurie Holden as Crimson Countess, a suit with ties to Soldier Boy in the comics. So it turns out we're getting like 30 plus DC projects in the next 2 years. Holy shit, awesome. Ben Pottimeyer, didn't Bug Boy die in episode 1, episode 2 because he shows up in like season 10 where Brainiac shows him how he changed people at high school reunion episode? No, Ben, he didn't die. He became these different little bugs and he ran off. That's how it ended. I just watched it today. Yeah, he doesn't die. John, be right back. Okay, John, Bobcat, I really have to watch Smallville, lol. Have you ever watched it? Hang on, Bobcat, you've never watched Smallville. You are going to watch Smallville. Oh, yeah, Bobcat, I'm getting you into Smallville, mate. You've never watched Smallville. That's a crime. You are watching Smallville. That Liz Wonder really fancies herself, doesn't she? She really does fancy herself. I mean, I wouldn't say no. I'd give Liz a wondrous time. Hey, Liz Wonder, I know what you're wondering about. Let's do it. Ronnie Judge, for Wonder Woman 3, I would have seen that hits like No Man's Land, but better. The problem is, you can only there's never going to be a sequence like that. It's impossible. Ben Pottimer, Lex and Lionel's relationship and acting is phenomenal. Oh yeah, that's one of the highlights of the show. Lionel just cracked me up. I just loved how proud he was of being evil. I even enjoyed the way he tried to seduce Martha Kent. It was fucking hilarious. But my favourite Lionel moment, season 3 finale, when he gets his hair cut. Thank you. He's literally, his son's just been poisoned. Chloe's safe house is blown up. And he's going, thank you. Ronnie George, Liz is on the Snyderverse side of things now. I used to like her. Yeah, she never used to be over the top Snyderverse. But the thing is, she's become a bit arrogant. She's one of these elites who lives in a bubble, I'm afraid. Look, Liz, you're all, at the end of the day, I don't want to be mean, but you're not in the real world. You're on the internet. You're using filters. So what? Bobka, I have to watch it. Definitely watch it. Definitely. 10 seasons to get through, my friend. I've started rewatching it. Episode 2 today, I reviewed it. They had many, many DC characters in it once they got warmed up. No Harley, I'm afraid. They did have a Suicide Squad once. Ronnie Dodge, as soon as Wonder Woman 3 stuff comes out, she will be excited and be happy. Bobcat, we can do it together. I'll catch up, lol. Yes, watch it, watch it. I have seen Smallville so many times. When it was active, when it was actually on the telly, I was obsessed with it. I used to bore so many people about Smallville. I mean, I'm still boring people about Smallville. My reviews are the lowest watched stuff, but I don't care. I'm still going to do it. It's my channel, isn't it? It's an amazing show. Amazing. Don't get a crush on Chloe, though, because the actress is probably going to end up in jail. I mean, I'll let you judge it for yourself, but the Lex Luthor in Smallville, for me, is the best Lex Luthor I've ever seen. So the first season's a bit Dawson Creeky. Don't let that put you off, because when we get to the other seasons, it gets darker and more interesting. We get a Supergirl in season 7. John, I'm back. What did I miss? Bobcat has never watched Smallville. Get him. Ben Pottimer, I've watched all 10 seasons over 10 times for sure. I think I have. I think I've seen the first 3 seasons more than any. The first 3 seasons for me are the best. I mean, the best 2 episodes in the first 3 seasons are Shattered and Asylum. Wow. Shattered is a fantastic episode. Michael Rosenbaum as Lex in that episode should have won an award. Bobka, I'm going to catch up, then watch One Day like you are. Oh, cool. Yeah. You have 10. You have about 300 episodes, nearly under 300 episodes, just under 300 episodes. Ronnie Dodge, I love the Red Kryptonite stuff in Smallville. I love the episode Red in season 2. I love Tom, the way he does Evil Clark. He's sensational. But if you want to have a laugh, listen to the commentary on the Red episode. Michael Rosenbaum is hilarious. Bobcat, that way I can finish it and then watch your review directly after. Yeah. That's a good idea, because yeah, that's cool. Previously on Smallville. And unlike the Snyderverse, our Clark Kent on Smallville has a fortress of solitude. Eventually. You have to wait for it, but you'll get it. Halfway through the show, the series. John, was Tom Welling unknown before Smallville? Pretty much. He did a couple of films with what's his name? The comedian, I can't remember now. Martin, I can't remember his name. White hair. Used to do all the comedies, can't remember, but yeah. He was a model, basically. I think most of them were unknown. John Schneider, who plays Jonathan, was famous for The Dukes of Hazzard. Annette O'Toole was famous for Superman 3. John Glover had done Gremlins, and he'd done voice stuff for DC before. He'd done Scrooged with Bill Murray. In an episode of Smallville, Cancer Man from the X-Files actually guest starred. Ronnie Dodge, cheaper by the dozen movies. That's right. Well done. So he wasn't that famous. He wasn't famous at all, to be honest. They really wanted Tom, and Tom didn't want it at first. He didn't want to do Superman. He thought it was going to be silly. Ben Pottymoy, I love season 4 because of Three Stones. Ben Pottymoy, I love season 4 because of the Three Stones and the mystery behind it. Plus, Transference is my favourite episode. Lionel and Clark swap bodies. Hilarious episode. Brilliant episode. But yeah, I agree, Ben. I mean, I'm not just going to say it's my favourite season, but what I will say is I love the way Clark has to go on this mystical adventure to earn the right for the knowledge of the universe, to earn the right to build the Fortress of Solitude. That was genius from Alan Miles and the team. Yes, it was great. And yeah, Transference is an amazing episode. It really is. And I think it comes in the middle of quite a few fillers at the beginning of season 4 as well. So that was kind of a welcomed episode. That's the moment Lionel Luthor changed, or did he change? Was it all an act? He killed himself. He made Lex kill him. He manipulated Lex into killing him for sure. He smiled as he fell down the window. Bobcat, I'd love to do a show. It would be fun. You can do so much more with a series and a movie with limited time. Oh, yeah. I mean, there's not very good TV series out there anymore, I'm afraid. Ronnie Dodge, I want a scene of Supergirl in The Flash having a flight scene like MOS. That would be bloody amazing. I wanted to fly with Superman. That would be cool. But yeah, I'd love her to have her own moment as well, of course. I think that kind of stuff may come when she gets her own film, fingers crossed. Let's hope she's got a future and she's not a one and done. I don't think she's a one and done. You never know. We still don't know where she's from, what Earth she's from. It's going to be interesting. Ronnie Dodge, I love the actor who's Dr. Savannah's dad in Shazam. Lionel Luthor, yeah. John Glover plays Dr. Savannah's dad. Yeah, that's right. I think that's what you were trying to say. And he literally is, just like he is in Smallville, a little bit toned down. Yeah, Lionel Luthor was a star turn in Smallville, a star turn. I like it when him and Lex were fencing. That was hilarious. What about the season 1 finale when Lex leaves him for dead? When the tornado comes, that tornado was so cool. Ronnie Dodge, she's not the one and done, especially with 400 actresses. I don't think so. Fingers crossed she's not. Ronnie Dodge, yeah, that's right. Henry Cavill's daughter is here to stay. Sasha Calais, you are going to be a superstar. Sorry about that. They're never going to leave you alone. Jesus is God. I just arrived. What are we discussing? Mainly Smallville right now, but there's, that's your stage. Talk about whatever you want and we'll respond to it. There's no developing news. There's no developing stories. Nothing's interesting out there. Ronnie Dodge, Sasha does really have an accent. Can you say that again, Ronnie? I don't understand. Bobcat, I keep trying to see the best in people, and I always usually end up going, "Oh well, you're just an arsehole." Yes, unfortunately, sometimes in life we attract bad people, not so good people, and we have to avoid them, especially if they're going to fuck us up. John Glover was in Batman and Robin. That's right. Yes, and Poison Ivy killed him. Ronnie Dodge. She doesn't have an accent, doesn't she? She did in the audition video, though, didn't she? I thought she had an accent in the audition video. Bobcat, it's funny how fast people stop, though, when you threaten to report them to the police. Wow. Sounds serious, Bobcat. I've done that before. There's a few people from the Snyder community I had to... Who are those girls? Do you remember those girls who do the... Oh, Wonder Meg. I fell out with Wonder Meg. I quote tweeted something and I was joking. She took it seriously and she went on and on and on. I said, listen, you don't stop, you're going to be going behind bars. I don't know where these people came from. I really don't. But your situation sounds a bit, I don't know if the police were involved. Piss off Tyrone Magnus, I'm not interested in you. Mr. H Reviews, not interested in you. Doctor Who, no, not right now. Matt Hancock Affair, I'll be watching your video later. Russell Brand, good. What's this? Bobcat, it's like threats and stuff, and I'm just like, well, that's kind of illegal, so stop or else, lol. Why are they threatening you? Right, we've got about 20 minutes of the chat, everyone. Let's make it good. Let's make it geeky. Let's make it nerdy. And let's get the chat. Go. Get the conversation started. I need to stretch my legs. When I finish these streams, oh my God, my legs are like, ugh. Bobcat, over a video game, I'm not even joking. Like, can you act like adults because you are adults? You're not children. Oh, wow. Yeah, people do take their video games seriously. I'm happy I'm not a gamer. Although us geeks and nerds are just as bad, aren't we? Jesus Christ. But not that extent. I'm proud to say I've never threatened anyone on the internet before. I'm proud to say that. I've given people the finger, like I did on this channel. Who's this? What the fuck? Bobcat, which is a good thing, and the internet needs more people like you. Well, I've always said it. Yeah, no, I mean, I think mostly people are good on the internet. I think there are a few idiots out there. Jesus is go. Big Mouth seeing ghosts. I'm not Big Mouth anymore. I'm movies, TV mad. But yeah, I'm not seeing ghosts. But I just saw someone drove in. I was just making sure who it was. Bobcat, who's outside? It's just my sister's tenant leaving. It's all right now. Everything's fine. Ben Pottimer, the episode where Lex gets shit and his mum shows the life he could have had, so sad and tragic, even though we know this is his true destiny. Oh, that's Lexmas. There's Lexmas. And then there's the episode where Lana's all drugged up and she's seeing her parents all the time. And then Lex sees his mum and she tells him, this is the blood that you're going to, this is the blood of all your victims or something. And then when he goes back to reality, Lana says, what did she say to you? And he goes, I'm going to do great things. He lied to her. Bobcat, I've gotcha. Bobcat, I'm sorry where Lex gets shit, though. Made me spit out my... yeah, Lex doesn't get shit. I don't know what he meant by that. Oh, when Lex gets shot. Yeah, that's Lexmas. That's like a Christmas Carol kind of episode. So good. And Clark meets Santa. Ronnie Dodge, I wonder if we see Barry learning new abilities in the Flash. I don't know. What else could he do? Oh, well, there's a few things he could do. Maybe. Jesus is the goat. Did Netflix try to sue you over the Big Mouth title? Nope. It just doesn't explain what I do on this channel. Ronnie Dodge, the Flash movie. Yeah, that's right. Bob guy, I thought he received shit like as a Christmas present. And no. Oh, Lex Luthor's journey in Smallville is compelling. It's the best version of Lex. I am the real Lex. What about the episode when him and Clark are in the loft and he says, hang on, he says, trust me, Clark, our friendship will be the stuff of legend. Honestly, the hair on the back of my neck was standing up. It was so compelling. And I always cry when I see that scene. Bobka, I don't know. I think I'm onto something with this shut origin story, lol. Nah. I mean, you can use it for a Birds of Prey origin story. The Shiticide Squad. Bobcat, lol. Right, we haven't got long left, everyone. If you want to talk serious, if you want to talk about geek, if you want to talk about the DCEU, now is the time to do it. John, which Flash are we going to see in the Flash movie, Zax or Joss? Well, that's an interesting question. You're going to have to wait and see. I don't think neither. Andy Machete's Flash, which will be better than both of them. Ronnie Dodge, I think Ezra will push for Zach's version. No, because Zach's not the director, nor is Joss. Andy Machete's the director. Bobcat, maybe kryptonite is just radioactive shit that he receives, and Clark isn't used to smelling human shit, and it's so bad. That's why it's weak. It's weakened him. I think Andy Machete has his own ideas what the Flash should be. I think Whedon and Snyder got Ezra Miller's Flash wrong in terms of Barry and his personality. I mean, kudos to Snyder for the Flash action, but the personality of Barry Allen is weird both times. Ronnie Dodge, it's a take between Ezra and Andy. Yep. Bobcat. All right, 2 Justice League members ruined by me so far. Aquaman and Air Bubbles and Lex Superman with radioactive shit. Yeah, ruin your own stands. Ruin Harley. Leave our stuff alone, man. What did you think of Tess in Smallville? I thought Tess was sensational in her first few episodes, kind of scary, kind of intimidating. Obviously, initially a great replacement for Lex. Unfortunately, they did what they do with all these characters on these shows. They watered her down and they made her more good and they redeemed her, which was a shame because she was at her best when she was evil, especially in Absolute Justice when that big reveal of her. And Waller called her Agent Mercer. What a twist that was. Bobcat, I've written Batman 2 for myself. Don't. Bobcat, it's an inside joke, but it's mumble rapper Batman Imo. Ronnie Dodge, Andy's a Flash fan, which is exciting. Oh, definitely, yeah. It's important they understand. It's important they understand the source material. Bobcat, and he always has a dry throat. That's why his voice is like that. Ben Pottinger, I love how Lex meets Lady who sees the future, and it's Lex as president with bombs dropping. Then later in the season, he sees his worst nightmare, and it's the same vision, his nightmare in his future. Yeah, that's Hourglass. That's one of the best episodes. That's when I really realised that Smallville was part of this new era of great TV in America, like 24 and Smallville. That was a great episode, and that fortune teller dies in the end. That was a great moment, a great moment. Bobcat and Cyborg being all emo and using his powers on ATMs, but that was Snyder, not me. Bobcat, I don't need to make fun of Green Lantern. I can just use Ryan Reynolds' Green Lantern, lol. I quite enjoy that film. Bobcat, all right, it needs jokes for Wonder Woman and Flash. I'm all out. But you're right, Ben. That is an awesome one. Hourglass is a great, great episode. And of course, he goes back to being president in Apocalypse, which was an episode directed. That was the 150th episode, I think. And that was an episode, or the 150th, and that was directed by Tom Welling as well. Great episode. John, I think they will start with the Batman and end with the Flash at DC fandom. Yeah, the Batman's the next movie. So, obviously, because the Suicide Squad would have been and gone by then. Ronnie Dodge, Indo think Keaton's Batman will grumpy towards Barry. Yeah, apparently they're enemies at first. Which is exactly how the Flashpoint Batman is, if I remember right. Ronnie Dodge, John, totally agree, and fandom with a bang, yeah. Flash is their number one movie, of course, because it's the movie that changes the whole franchise. So, okay, it won't be gone for me. It'll be on in the background during fandom for me, low, unless it isn't out yet, which would suck. It'll be interesting to see what order they do everything. I think this year's fandom will be slightly different. Really excited for the Suicide Squad, Bobcat. Couple of months left, not even that. John, DC fandom last year was great. It was. I think people will be able to go to this year's fandom as well. Bobcat, Peacemaker panel, definitely. That's definitely there. Peacemaker, Gotham PD, Green Lantern, Cole. Ray George, when the Flash trailer dropped, the internet will explode. Oh, yeah. There's going to be opinions. That's what the internet's all about. Bobcat, hopefully a Gotham City Sirens panel. Yeah, we're going to have to see about that. Yeah, that's interesting, isn't it? Bobcat, please, lol. Maybe they're waiting to see how the Suicide Squad does. Ronnie George, I want panels to be longer this time. Yeah, it'll be interesting. I mean, it's difficult. To be honest, it is difficult, Ronnie. It can't. It'll be interesting if they go and do the same things or if they. Bobcat, I think the Suicide Squad will do well. Even when I think a movie's going to do well, I never say it because I don't know and I don't want to put bad luck onto it. Ronnie Dodge, Bad Girl panel with the directors, definitely. Bobcat, they'll make a lot of money off of me, lol. Definitely. The Suicide Squad. I can't wait. It's been a long time since we've seen a DCEU movie that's been good. Or I've seen a DCEU movie I've enjoyed. The last one was Shazam. And the last DC movie I enjoyed was Joker. So we really need a good DCEU movie because there hasn't been one for a while. Let's have one of the best DC CBM movies ever. Ronnie George, they tie on a panel with Emerald. Yes, definitely. All the confirmed stuff will be there, Ronnie, for sure. Yep, you're right. Gotham City Sirens has not been confirmed yet. Ronnie Dodge, maybe casting. Yep. I think the casting will be announced prior to Fandom. I don't think you'll get casting announcements. The only way you'd get any casting announcements at Fandom if it was a big deal. The Flash. Oh yes, second vaccine tomorrow. Very excited. John, the Sandman panel went on for a long time at DC Fandom last year. I think they had some long panels there. They had some short ones. Obviously, it depends how long the people have got. Obviously, these are busy people, so maybe a Smallville animated series panel. But I have to say about these Smallville rumours, be careful. I don't think anything's been greenlit yet. Ronnie George, movie announcements with a slate. I think there'll definitely be a slate. I think there's going to have to be a 2023 slate for sure for HBO Max and for theatrical releases because they're at the moment it's Shazam Fury of the Gods theatrically. Sometimes panels can go on for too long and then it becomes too bullshitty. Ronnie Dodge, DC Multiverse movie slate for sure, definitely. Got to be. Zack Snyder's Multiverse. I'm joking. John, we know Batgirl is coming to HBO Max. We do. There'll be more. There's going to be a lot of DC content each year. Ronnie George may be a slate for the next few years, hopefully with Walter and Jim Lee there. Yeah, and Greg Berlanti there as well, because he was there last year, so they'll probably discuss how the multiverse link with the Arrowverse and the DCEU will work as well. A Superman and Lois panel, that'd be fun. Ronnie George, annoying the slate, I mean. What? You mean announcing the slate? Yeah. Any more comments? Anything to say before I end this stream, John? Will we hear anything about Wonder Woman 3? Yep, you will. They're going to have to announce something if they like it or not. Because something very suspicious is going on with that film. Very. As soon as they announced Wonder Woman 3 so early, I knew there was something going on. Yeah, bloody auto smelling. Auto predict is a bummer. I think I've got more of a chance of directing Wonder Woman 3 than Patty Jenkins. That's just my opinion. But we will see. Right, everyone. I think you're all out of things to say, and it's time for me to sign off. It's been another great stream. I'm having my second vaccine tomorrow, so we will do a Movies TV Mad Daily Live later in the afternoon. I would think. I don't think I'll have time to do it in the morning, so I've got to get up really early. So thanks for joining in. I'll be back tomorrow. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Ronnie George, see you tomorrow, mate. Good luck on that second jab. Thank you. Hopefully I see you tomorrow, and if everything goes well, and we'll see what breaks tomorrow. Joel Davis, thanks, Mickey. Goodbye, sir. Goodbye, Joel. Goodbye, John. Thank you. A Bobcat. Jesus is GOAT. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone, for coming in. It has been great. Ronnie George, my story for Wonder Woman 3 is better. Well, definitely. Anything's better than Patty Jenkins. But I think she's done. I think she's done. And remember who told you that. Remember who told you first. I mean, if she is doing it, I'm going to be scared. I won't even be that excited for a Wonder Woman 3. But we will see everyone. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. See you tomorrow at Movies TV Mad on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. It is at Movies TV Mad 555. So check me out on there. Until tomorrow, goodbye, good night, good day, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are, what time it is. I hope you're safe, well, happy, and if you're going to do something wrong or break the law, make sure you don't get caught. Until tomorrow, see you later.